You can, okay. Okay, so this is my Eagle Scout presentation. This is about organ donation registration. And in this presentation, I'm going to tell you about the advantages of why you should be an organ donor. I'm going to say a lot of some statistics, but most of all, I think it's the human part of organ donation is what makes it so special.
So first off, you may be wondering, who are the ones that are on the receiving part of this? Well, sons, daughters, mothers, fathers, and anyone are people that could be on the receiving end if you choose to be an organ donor. By simply stating that you're an organ donor, you can save a life, and it can have a meaningful impact on anyone that someone probably cares about and someone probably loves dearly. Almost 1,433 people under the age of 18 received organ transplants according to the organ donor website. But all major religions accept organ donor registration.
Okay, so in organ donation, who participates and who benefits? Well, there are 1,522 people in the United States that are, or just in Indiana, that are on the donation list. In the whole United States, there are 124,490 people who are on the transplant waiting list. And of all the adults in the United States, only 45 adults are registered as an organ donor. If everyone would sign up, the amount of organ transplants would double. And in 2012, 28,051 people received organ transplants. And 90% of Americans support organ donation, but only 30% of Americans know the steps that they need to take in order to become an organ donor. Here, well, for some statistics, every 10 minutes, one more person is added to the organ donation waiting, or organ transplant waiting list. And in 2012, there were 14,013 people, or donors, resulting in 28,052 transplants. So one person can donate more than one organ. And despite this large number, each day, 18 people will die waiting for an organ. And then once again, if everyone registered to be an organ donor, the amount of organ donations would double every year. And this graph demonstrates this is the waiting list, and it's only going up as the years go by. And the green line is the number of donors, which is increasing at a much slower rate. Where there, as of 2009, there were about 14,000 people registered to be a donor, and there were over 100,000 people on the donor waiting list, or on the transplant waiting list.
So, currently, you've seen some of the statistics about organ donation, and so you should know that for every organ donor, an average of 1.4 lives is saved. So, and not only that, but that number is actually increasing over the past several years because of technological advances. For example, there was a recent study in Louisville that if all the organ transplants actually occurred in one location rather than at each local hospital that the deceased person is in, as well as the recipient, if they all went to a central location first, it actually would greatly assist the amount of organ transplants that can actually occur. And also, another important thing I want to mention is that you see a lot of these numbers that we've presented so far, but you need to remember that for each one of these numbers is an actual human life you can help save, or give them an opportunity that they otherwise might not have had. It would be absolutely terrible if anyone were to be completely limited on how they have to live their life simply because of something they cannot fully control. So essentially, the steps of becoming an organ donor is very, very simple. Either you at the age of a teenager, all you have to do is say yes whenever they ask whether or not you want to be an organ donor at your local DMV or BMV if you're in Indiana. However, if you accidentally say no somehow, but you still want to become an organ donor without going to the DMV, you can also go to your state OPO website and you can fill out the proper information. And then finally, you can also pursue a career in biomedicine. Some people who are, if you're interested in medicine, but if you know a family member that actually has been suffering because of a faulty organ or some other related medical reason, you can easily just go into biomedicine, and it would be a great way to remember your relative. So basically, as a minor, you have to talk to your family about organ donation. You don't legally have to talk to them, of course, but federal law currently says that anyone under the age of 18, their family actually has the ultimate right of whether or not they can actually donate their organ, despite the child's wish. So essentially, with a few of the resources that I've provided, you can talk with your parents and to make sure that not only are they comfortable with you possibly donating your organs, but also that your family will make sure and affirm your choice in case the doctors need to know. And also, this organ donation should be a non-controversial topic. A lot of people have fears, or they think of certain lies when it comes to organ donation, and I'm here to say that a lot of that just isn't true. Organ donation is one of the most unselfish things you can possibly ever do, and it's actually at no cost to you whatsoever. There is no disadvantage to becoming an organ donor. You can still have open casket. You can even still have open casket funerals. So there is literally no disadvantage. There's no reason not to register to be an organ donor. And that is my presentation. Thank you.